As predicted by many political analysts, Texas Republicans are maximizing their opportunity to redraw the state's congressional map. The Texas Senate Committee has approved a version of the congressional map that adds an additional district where white voters make up the majority. Under this new version, the number of districts where Hispanic voters make up the majority would be reduced from 8 to 7. It also leaves 0 districts in which black voters are the majority. U.S. Representatives Sheila Jackson Lee and Al Green, who both serve Houston, testified against the proposed redistricting during a hearing on Monday. Both argued that the proposed map would dilute the voting power of communities of color. Representative Jackson Lee's district would be drawn entirely out and would be consolidated with Representative Green's district. This means Jackson Lee and Green, who are both 2 members of the black congressional delegation, would be forced to run against each other to represent the district. Despite Jackson Lee and Green's objection, the Senate committee voted to approve the redrawn map without even addressing the district overlap. The map will now head to the full Senate for a vote, and then will head to the House before making its way to the desk of Governor Abbott. It is worth noting that since the passage of the Voting Rights Act of 1965, Texas has been routinely taken to task by the federal courts for violating protections for voters of color. But now, with the highest court in the land having a conservative majority, that all may change. Joining us to discuss is Texas State Representative Ron Reynolds. Ron, thank you so much for joining us. You know, this consolidation of Jackson Lee's and Green's district is just outrageous. You know, the growth in Texas is almost all attributable to people of color. How is it that they can even get away with this, with drawing more districts where white people are the majority and eliminating all black districts and reducing the number of Hispanic districts?
Charles, you're absolutely right. 95% of the growth in the state of Texas over the last decade is black and brown folks, including Asians. There is no reason, not one single reason, that they should be pairing Congressman Al Green and Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. This is the historic congressional district that Barbara Jordan once held, the first African-American congressperson to be elected since Reconstruction in Texas, that was passed after the Voting Rights Act of 1965. The only reason that they're able to get away with this, Charles, is because the Supreme Court, under the Shelby case, gutted that provision of the Voting Rights Act, which would have put Texas under preclearance. That is the only reason why these Republicans can get away with this discriminatory decision. So there is no reason to pair Al Green and Sheila Jackson Lee. I was there with them on the Senate when they brought that testimony, and it was almost like a deaf ear with the Senate. They said, okay, yeah, we hear you, but because we don't have the federal protections, we're going to do it anyway. So this is another attempt to silence the voice of the 2 most progressive and outspoken members of the Congressional Black Caucus from Texas that are senior members in the Congress, and they want to basically take away a major voice in the Congressional Black Caucus. So we're mad as hell. We're going to fight this. There is no reason to justify this when the growth is black and brown. There are more black folks in Texas than any other place, yet and still there's no new congressional opportunity districts for African Americans. Hispanics, same thing, major growth, no opportunities for Hispanics. So they are given more Anglo seats when Anglos decreased in population for the first time since we've done the census. So this is a travesty, and we're going to fight this in the House, and then we're going to fight this in the courts.
So what are your options to fight it in the legislature? I mean, they have the numbers, so how do you fight it?
Well, Charles, the main thing we're going to do, in fact, I'm the vice chair of the Texas Legislative Black Caucus and the chair of the Texas House Progressive Caucus. We're going to file our own maps. So ultimately, what's this going to end up in the courts? We know we're going to lose the votes, right? We know it's going down on a party line vote. We're going to lose. That's how it happened in the House. in the Senate, straight party line vote. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to build a strong record because we know we're going to end up in court. And it goes back to your last segment. We really need federal legislation passed. If the U.S. Senate does not get off their ass and pass the federal legislation to give these protections, then we have less of a chance of winning in courts. But if they give these federal protections, it will put Texas back under preclearance. That is the only way we're going to be able to have a real remedy. So we're going to build the record. We're going to put it all on the floor, and then we're going to leave it to our lawyers who are competent, capable, and qualified to argue a great case. It's easy to show racial gerrymander and discrimination. We have an open and shut case if we have the protections under the law. So it's going to be a battle. We're not going to win on a party line vote because this is partisan politics. But we hope that if a court will follow the law, if we get the federal protections, then we can get these seats preserved so that we can still have 2 African American congresspersons from the great city of Houston.
Have you had any response from the White House or from the Department of Justice other than this statement saying they're going to look in and make sure that, if there's something that's illegal about it in the Department of Justice? But anything from the White House, anybody saying anything to assure you that they're going to make sure that this passes, you don't have to worry about this or anything?
Charles, disappointingly, no. The White House has been too silent on this. I know they're distracted by this infrastructure crisis, but this is the essential legislation that they need to pass. We've taken another back seat from voting. I was told 2 weeks ago the Senate was going to bring it to the floor. I haven't seen anything. So where is the Manchin proposal that they supposed to be the compromise bill? I haven't heard a peep out of the White House. In fact, when I talked to Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee and Al Green, we expressed our shared frustration that we hadn't heard enough of an outcry because what they're doing is a travesty for our constituents back home. Al Green represents many of the constituents in my House district that are outraged right now by the dilution in the vote. So we want to hear from our federal counterparts from the White House. President Biden needs to be speaking out on this. If they're successful in doing this, the House is largely going to probably flip back to the Republicans because we're going to lose a seat. And that's a shame. So we need people of good conscience to speak out because right now their silence is deafening.
If this law is allowed to go into effect, if they pass it through the House and get it onto Abbott's desk and he signs it, will there be enough time to race it through the courts in order to have it nullified if that ends up being the result before the midterms?
Well, the courts could put it on a fast track. They can expedite it. And then the courts also have the ability to delay the primary. They could give interim maps. That means we run into temporary maps while the litigation is still going, but they could invalidate what the House, ultimately the governor, will likely pass. So that's the ability to nullify it. So the court has an extraordinary amount of power. I don't have full confidence in the courts based on what recently happened with the U.S. Supreme Court, because ultimately that's where it would likely land unless there is federal legislation that the Supreme Court can follow. Without that legislation, it weakens our position. That is why it's essential that the Congress pass the John Lewis Act and the People Act, or a compromised version of it that these protections were vulnerable, and we know that the Supreme Court is like air on the side of their conservative counterparts. So we're at the mercy right now of U.S. pass this voting rights legislation to really nullify likely going to happen, just like they did with the voter suppression bill. They're going to ram it down our throats. They're going to do the same thing when it comes to this racially motivated gerrymandering. It is partisan politics at its worst. They are disenfranchising communities of color, packing and cracking Black and brown communities to dilute our voting strength. And we need people to stand up and fight. And that's what we're willing to do all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. But we need those federal protections in order to have a fighting chance at court.
Representative Reynolds, thank you so much for your time tonight.